Ah, StarCraft. It's immortal to many of us PC gamers. It just recently turned 11 years old, and just about everything that can be said about this game has really already been said. But it's the summer, there's not much else to do, and I think we're all getting really excited about the release of StarCraft 2. So I thought I'd take a few videos to talk about the game of StarCraft and my favorite strengths and weaknesses of the three races. Still, in my opinion, the most balanced you will find in any real-time strategy game. So let's start with the Terrans. Pretty much the base unit of StarCraft, the Terrans are the humans of the StarCraft world. Like the humans, they fight each other probably more than they fight the Protoss or the Zerg. And as you might expect, they are the missionary position of the StarCraft universe. When you're using Terran, that signifies maybe you're relatively new to the game, you don't want to get into anything too complex, and you just want to play. And how can I blame you? It's a really good race. In its simplicity, there are a lot of good things there. It's all about a good defense, versatility, and movability. So let's count down, in backwards order from 5 to 1, the top 5 reasons why you might want to use the Terrans. Reason number 5, user-controlled healing. Using the SCVs as medics, you can heal any unit except the Marines or Fire Bats manually. This creates an interesting control you have over all your units. No matter how much damage they take, you can always heal them. Same goes for your buildings. No matter what happens to them, no matter how close they are to death, you can just send in your SCVs to manually heal them back to perfect health. This creates the ability for you to conserve your units. As long as they don't die, you can always bring them back to full health. Reason number 4, flight-capable buildings. Whenever you're in a bind, you're being attacked, and you just don't have the defenses to back yourself up, just click on your buildings and lift them off into the air. It's a last-ditch effort, but it's one that can keep you alive a little while longer. For one, you can fly your buildings away to another area where perhaps you can't be attacked, and it will buy you some time to maybe set up a new base or get some defenses in line. Or you can simply just float there. Melee units won't be able to get to your buildings if they're in the air, such as Zerglings, or even the Zerg Guardians, who can only attack units or buildings that are on the ground. So while it is a last-ditch effort and it's probably a sign that you're just about to die, it's actually a good way to buy yourself some extra time at the end of a battle and keep yourself alive a few more minutes. Reason number 3, a dual-use base unit. The Marines are the base unit of the Terran force. They're not that great in and of themselves, but they are my favorite base unit, simply because they are capable of attacking both ground units and air units. The Zerg and Protoss cannot boast that. The Terran Marine, while not too strong, can attack anything that moves or doesn't move on the other side, be it a flying creature or a ground-based creature. And for that, they are easily my favorite base unit. So early on in matches, you're going to have an advantage. When all anybody has are base units, you're going to be able to attack anything, while the other two may be limited. Reason number 2, nuclear missiles. Okay, so really they're not nukes. The radius of damage that they cause isn't that big, and for some odd reason, things within that radius of destruction are not automatically destroyed, something that I always personally felt should have been there. It just makes sense to me that anything within the destructive radius of a nuke should get destroyed. That doesn't change the fact, however, that it's a very useful and demoralizing weapon to use. Think about it. You've got your defenses all set up, you're feeling good, and then all of a sudden you hear that nuclear launch detected sign. You frantically look around trying to figure out where the nuke is being dropped, but you might not be able to in time. You've only got like 12 seconds. And then the nuke comes down. It might not destroy everything it touches, and it might not have a gigantic radius of destruction, but at the same time, it'll destroy a lot of the things that get in their way. And there's always the possibility of multiple nukes, which is just crushing for the enemy. If you use nuclear weapons in tandem with an assault force, then you're good as gold. You can drop a nuke on perimeter defenses and use that hole to charge your units in. A wonderful weapon to use, and certainly one of the funnest things about the Terrans. And now, my favorite thing about Terrans. A lot of people say their favorite thing is actually the nukes, but I have it as a second to the siege tanks. Probably my second favorite unit in all of StarCraft. These things are powerful, they have decent speed, and when they attack in hordes, it is demoralizing for the enemy. You've got 12 or more siege tanks rushing in, firing off their cannons at everything. But that's not even the best part. You can put them in siege mode. They clamp themselves down to the ground. Yeah, they can't move, but their power more than doubles. You can destroy just about anything. There's nothing quite like charging through an enemy base in normal mode, and then when everything is quiet, you just turn into siege mode, and those buildings are toast. What's more, you can use your siege tanks as makeshift turrets by planting them down just as you would a turret, and using them as a powerful defense against any ground unit. If you tandem them up with a missile turret, you're gonna be defended for a long time.